Alright, so this is a suggestion via Discord. The name of the video is Insanity. Border state overwhelmingly approves new law punishing illegal migrants. Really? New law? Let's go and check this out immediately. Let's see what this takes us.
National Border Patrol Council VP Art Dehueto joins me now.
What state?
You know people, local people near the border.
Right.
Did you get a sense that they just had enough of the border and the illegal crossings?
Look, one of the things is obviously they had enough of the issues on the border, but education, I think everyone did a fantastic job. We were out there, knocking on doors, boots on the ground nonstop, trying to get people educating and explaining to them, look, you have one side, the far left, that all they kept on saying was racism, racism, racism. That's the only thing they had to say. But once these individuals were educated and they were able to see that drugs are coming into your school system, the people are coming through the border, the economy, there was so many factors, and I think it just comes down to education. And honestly, Varney, people like yourself, you've been nonstop on the issue also. You've been, on the news nonstop. Your show reaches so many individuals, and that's what it was. It was educating people, and these individuals that are on there, celebrities and everything else, they're just so far from reality. They don't get it, and they're never going to get it.
Guys, the education actually was when the people in the cities up north, the sanctuary cities, actually saw their first migrant. Okay. When that happened, that was the actual education that flipped things upside down. All right. When one came, then the buses started rolling in, right? That was the education. I mean, we can call it something else if you want to call it something else, but that was the pivotal moment that changed things. In fact, for a lot of people in the inner cities that would have never, under any circumstances, voted for anything border oriented. Why? Because they don't experience it. The education was them actually, in fact, experiencing it.
Art, hold on a second. Left-hand side of the screen, we're waiting for the arrival of President-elect Trump's plane at Andrews, a joint base Andrews. He'll be arriving momentarily. That's the stair lift that they've got waiting for him. We've got eyes on the president-elect, all the way through the day. All right, back to you, Art. Voters in Arizona overwhelmingly approved a new law making it a state crime to cross the border from Mexico.
Okay.
Now, it's in limbo while a similar law makes its way through the courts in Texas. But, Art, will this change the way immigration is handled in Arizona?
It would immediately do that.
I think it will,
if that was
because
the
one of the
case.
things that's going to do is going to deter. Look, these individuals, they know they don't want to bring attention
Deter?
to themselves, so it'll deter the numbers tremendously, and it also gives the opportunity for a lot of law enforcement to be able to detain these people and get the proper authorities within ICE and immigration to come and arrest them. Because too often you stop individuals in a traffic stop and you have to let them go. But it's going to take effort from some of these sheriffs. We got a couple sheriffs out here in Arizona that refuse to admit that there's a problem already.
Okay, next one, Art. Listen to what former...
Guys, that's an interesting thing. Now, should it be a crime to absolutely enter any of the states if you're specifically coming from outside the country? In fact, it should be a crime. Is it illegal? It is illegal. But people, for some reason, act like it isn't, on the left mainly, right? But now here's my main issue with the statement here. This could go many ways, and it can get tricky, right? There are, in fact, legal immigrants, okay? Legal immigration, completely fine. People that are here under some type of refugee program, fine. Like actual, real asylum seekers, meaning like the 3% of people who have come in, no problem, right? The others now, it's a little tricky. But now, my main concern here is that what if you are, in fact, a legal immigrant, and now you're being stopped and bombarded and questioned on a regular basis, or even citizens that just so happen to look like the migrants that are coming in large scale. Are they going to be targeted? I think we have to answer those questions first, I would say personally. But if it is like arrest every single person you see walking across the border, like arrest them, jail, then yeah, I'm down for that. Okay, but it's the going out and finding them, which is going to be somewhat tricky, and we might run into some civil rights issues doing it that way very quickly, and I mean very, very quickly, because you're not going to waive the Constitution in the United States of America, right? So that's one thing there, guys, right? That's my only concern, is just making sure you're not specifically targeting legal people who just appear as if they may be aesthetically similar, let's say, to the people large scale that are coming in. All right, just a thought. Let's continue.
The Biden official Kate Bedingfield had to say about Trump's deportation plan.
I think for Democratic governors to knee-jerk take a position of, we're going to fight this, is not smart. I think Democratic governors need to be responsive to what people said on Tuesday. That does not mean they need to wholeheartedly embrace family separation and mass deportation. But I think having just a knee-jerk reaction that we're going to be seen as the people who are standing in the way of taking more aggressive steps on immigration is not the place to be for the Democrats.
That sounds almost like support from a former Biden administration member going to Trump for the border move. What do you make of that?
Bro, 1 second.
We're going to have to wait and see because, these people have been given a lot of lip service, but at the end, you don't know what's going to come out of it. But they just got to realize the law is the law. You have President Trump coming in. He's not, trying to flip everything upside down. What is he saying? He's saying, look, there's laws we got to follow. Under the current administration, there's laws that have been affected because of their policies, and the only people that have been taking advantage of it is the criminals, the smugglers, and everything else. And truly, enough is enough. We need to make sure that the rule of law is what we go behind, and we got to stop this insanity that we've had to live for the last 4 years.
All right. So here's my end theory here. The migrant crisis is absolutely crazy. And what makes it even crazier is the fact that for some reason, the asylum process is just basically open-ended. Now, we all know what asylum means. Okay. Asylum means you're basically being persecuted by your country in some way due to you existing, like racially or something like that, or you're being targeted and things like that. These are accurate and adequate reasons for asylum. But the problem is if a lot of people that were coming in were interviewed, okay, they're saying, hey, listen, I'm coming in for asylum. But as it stands, for some reason, they're saying, okay, since we're overwhelmed with so many people, we're just going to go ahead and let you into the country, and we're going to trust that you will come back. Even though these individuals just broke the law, they're criminals, okay? They trespassed in the United States of America, but we're going to go ahead and trust them to have some type of moral fiber, let's say, to come back when called in. You broke the law by coming into the country in the first place. How can I then say, I trust you? But for some reason, that's basically what the asylum, the mandate, let's say for the most part, says. What needs to happen, and I'm not even sure the president can actually do much about this. I think it's more Congress a thing. Congress needs to accurately, okay, and change the definition of asylum. Because if that is changed, then there's no way that they'll ever be let through any type of border, right? They're not being let through for any other reason. Every single one of them are saying they're asylum seekers. You're claiming asylum. Well, don't you realize, Congress, okay, that people are taking advantage of saying this? They know the game. They learned the open sesame code for the United States of America. They learned it, okay? But we've now know through all these interviews that have been taken from people that have come through the border, high 90% of them are coming for economic reasons. Economic migrancy is not a thing. We don't let you in for economic migrant purposes. That's not a thing, right? Not in this context. Not under asylum, right? That's not a thing. But for some reason, Congress is just allowing it. All right. So the president can do as much as the president obviously can do, no matter who it is. But what needs to actually change is how asylum itself is looked at. Okay. That's what needs to be changed. If you want to have a conversation about those things, that's the intelligent conversation to have, bro. Trust me. I mean, we can build the wall and all the other stuff. I don't really care. Let's do it. Sure, why not, right? Maybe it'll stop the actual illegal crossings, but we can't actually do it in places like San Diego, right? We can't do places like that because they just come in through the beach, right? So that's another thing. But if we want to fix the actual problem, we're going to have to, in fact, speak to Congress about this. All right. But all right, listen, you guys all have an absolutely amazing day and enjoy your day thoroughly. If you guys are new here, please like and subscribe. All right. Welcome. Stay a while. Guys, before we go, are you guys subscribed to the other channels? Logical Movie Reviews with Mr. L. Boyd along with Mr. L. Boyd Music. Both are found in the description. Check it out.